All right, welcome back. Today, we're tackling a really interesting one. It's a candlestick pattern that's super powerful, pretty rare, and has a very memorable name. If you're a trader, you're going to want to know this one. Let's get into it.
So let me ask you something. With all the signals and indicators out there, what do you think is one of the most reliable signs that a trend is about to just completely flip? The answer is a pattern with a name that, trust me, you won't forget. It's called the abandoned baby pattern. Yeah, I know, the name is a bit out there, but don't let that fool you. Its job is incredibly important. What we're looking at is a special three-candle setup that basically screams, hey, this trend is tired, and a big reversal could be coming.
So to really get why this thing is so powerful, we have to look under the hood, We need to break down its anatomy. It's all about how these three specific candles line up.
Okay, so there are three main characters in this little drama. First, you've got the trend candle. This one just continues the party, moving strong in the direction of the current trend. Second, and this is the star of the show, is the doji. That's our signal for indecision. And finally, you have the reversal candle, which is the big finale, confirming the whole shift.
Let's zoom in on that metal candle. What is a doji, really? It's a special kind of candle where the price opens and closes at almost the exact same spot. It's like a tug of war where nobody wins. Buyers are pulling, sellers are pulling, and they just end up right where they started. It's the market hitting the pause button, just total indecision.
And right after that pause, we get the grand finale, the third candle. This is the confirmation we've been waiting for. After all that indecision from the doji, this candle comes in and moves with force, in the complete opposite direction of the old trend. It's like the market has finally made up its mind and is shouting it from the rooftops.
But wait, there's a secret ingredient here. It's the one thing that makes this pattern so special and so reliable. It's all about the gaps. There has to be a gap between the first candle and the doji, and then another gap between the doji and the third candle. And, this is key, even their shadows can't touch. This completely isolates the doji. It literally looks abandoned on the chart, and that isolation is what makes the signal so incredibly potent. Okay, so we've got the structure down. Now let's look at the two flavors this pattern comes in, because depending on whether the trend was up or down, it's going to signal two very different things.
First, you have the bullish abandoned baby. You'll spot this one at the very bottom of a downtrend. It's basically the market saying, all right, sellers are exhausted, they're done. And then, bam, the buyers rush in. This is your signal that the price might be about to shoot up.
And you guessed it, on the flip side is the bearish abandoned baby. This one shows up at the very peak of an uptrend. It's a big red flag that the party's over for the buyers. The sellers are taking over, and it could mean the price is about to take a dive.
Let's put them side by side so it's super clear. For the bullish one, you're in a downtrend, you see a big red candle, then a doji that gaps down, and finally a big green candle taken off. For the bearish version, it's the perfect opposite. You're at the top of an uptrend, you see a big green candle, the doji gaps up, and then a big red candle pushes everything down. See? It's a perfect mirror image.
Okay, let's zoom out. We've seen the pieces, but what's the big picture? What is the market really trying to tell us when one of these shows up?
Well, in simple terms, this pattern is telling a story, and the story is about exhaustion. The first candle says the trend is going strong. Then the doji appears, all by itself, and says, whoa, hold on, we've hit a wall. And then that third candle is the final chapter, confirming that a totally new force has taken control. It's a whole story about a reversal, told in just three little candles.
So here's the bottom line. The two most important things to remember about this pattern. It's rare, but it's reliable. Because all those rules have to be met, especially those two clean gaps. You're just not going to see this pattern pop up all the time. But that's exactly what makes it so powerful. When you do see one, you know it's a high-quality signal that you should probably pay attention to.
And that brings us to the end. So I'll just leave you with this question. Now that you know exactly what to look for, that trend candle, the lonely doji with its gaps, and that big reversal candle, do you think you'll be able to spot one out in the wild? Keep your eyes peeled, because finding one of these could be a real game changer.